easel fold card for a male. Okay, so we're going to start off with a piece of card that measures 7 inches by 10 inches and score that at 5 inches and 7.5 inches. Right, we're going to then fold it over on the other side, and I'm going to turn it into the portrait view because we're going to work excuse me, on this area of the card. So what I thought I'd do is do some seashells here. So I'm just going to decorate it and different colours under that. That's it. So what I brought so saffron I have, so it's somewhere around. So let's just do that, and I want it to be faded, so I'm just going to stamp off to reduce its colour. Just check that. Yeah, that will be fine. So I'll do that again. So I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp on here. So put that all the way in the corner there. Okay, and then we'll do a sea spray. So let's use this one, and I'm going to just get rid of that for a minute. So we'll do sea spray. Now I'm just going to test out the colour to doing it. Yeah, we'll do it second generation. So I'll have that. I think I'll have that about there. That's it. And then we'll do some. Let's see. We'll do a little on there. I'm just going to have fun colours, so I think so saffron. So again, I'm going to stamp off. I'm going to do a couple of these, I think. Oh, oops. There we go. And let's see. We've got this one as well, so let's pull that one, and we'll do this in soft sea foam. Now soft sea foam is a light colour, so I think I'm just going to go for that. Oh, is that mint macaron? No, that is soft sea foam. Never mind, that'll be fine. I'll put a few of those on there in full strength. Okay, and let's have a look. I think I've got a starfish, so we'll have a starfish, and we'll go for pale papaya, I think. Yeah, pale papaya. I've got pale papaya. I'll just check what strength pale papaya comes out at. Oh, it's quite okay. So I'm going to sort of fill in some of my spaces. I think I'll do that. And then let's take that off. And there is a smaller shell, so I'm going to go for smaller shell. I'll bring back in the calypso coral. Where have I just put that? Come on, under that. That's it. We'll have calypso coral. So, but I'm just going to stamp off on my calypso coral. That's it. Ooh, got too many things in my way. Let's do that like that. There, like that. That's it. Fine. Okay, right. Let's move that out of the way. There. So I've done that because I didn't want this to be blank, and I thought then I would do a colour that's going to show all over these, and so I think we'll go petunia. Have a look. No, not petunia. Let's go grey. I'll go smoky slate. So we'll bring in smoky slate. It's not a deep grey, so we'll bring in that, and then we'll start doing what I want to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is choose some words. So we've got love you to the beach and back, so I'm going to bring that in. Where's that one? There it is. I'm going to love you to the beach and back. Oh, let me get rid of my Calypso coral. Okay, so I'm going to love you to the beach and back. I'm going to stamp it on there and take that off a minute. What else do we want? You are unique and completely amazing. So let's go for that one. Let's have that going down here. And what I'm bearing in mind, so we're going to just fold the card off roughly. So I'm going to fold it that way, and then I got something to wet and fold that like that. So that's going to sit like that. So I've done that for when you open it up so you can see all of that, but that will show through some of your seashells there, and then that fits in with the theme love you to the beach and back. And I'm going to put my stopper, so I'll get my stopper out. I'm going to use the Whoopsie Daisy, is it called? No, Cheerful Daisy, isn't it? Cheerful Daisy. And I've cut the Cheerful Daisy sentiment tag out, so I'll put that roughly in place. So that's going to be roughly there. That comes down like that. So I think I like that so far, so we'll leave that so far. Right, now the next thing that I've done, so we'll just move those out of the way for the minute, is I've already prepared a lot of things. So I have cut out a piece, and I'm going to have to bring in another. In fact, I think I'm going to just bring in soft sea foam, and we'll cut a piece out of soft sea foam. Don't think that's quite large enough. No. So let me just pick out this, and I'll tell you the two sizes. Okay. So we'll cut it now, and then I'll know precisely what it is. Okay, so my piece of white measured 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, right? And so I'm just going to make this 4 1/2 inches wide now. So this is going to be 4 1/2 inches wide. And then I'm going to make this 5 3/4. Just make sure. Yeah, 5 3/4. In fact, that looks a bit better. 5 3/4. There we go. those out of the way. Okay, so I've got my saucy foam, and then I'm going to layer it up with a piece that's, see, you could also make this, so you could just use your blending brush to do a background. So you just want some DSP that's going to just fit underneath that size. So I'll give you my size. It is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So this is going to sit on here. So I'm just going to glue this around the edges. So I'm just going to go in with some glue. Just roughly glue around the edges. Okay, like that. And then we're going to put that on in the back. There we go. So there you can see all mine. Now I deliberately have not glued any of these down because I want to be able to tuck things behind there, so you don't want to put any glue on those. This is actually the die from not that one, Seize the Die. So it Seize the Die, and you've got they've got all these. I don't know, I've lost it on my table now, sorry about that. Right, so I'm now going to put glue on all of these. I want to put it round the outside of the DSP as well, because I want that to stick down. So then we're going to do equal increments all the way around, so that's going to give it a nice border. Now if you want this to fit in a 5 by 7 envelope, you will actually have to just cut this down more, because obviously I'm going to make an envelope to fit this, because I want the base, my base makes 5 by 7, but when I stick this in, though it will be on the floor bottom there, it will stick 1/2 inch over there, so that will make it fit in a card envelope that's bigger than a 5 by 7. So, but you could shrink this down so that it's only 5 inches tall. So if you did your back piece 5 inches by, because you can still have it the same width, of course, 5 inches by 4.5, that would then fit in your 5 by 7 card. Right, I'm just going to bring in my trimmer, because my card's not, I didn't crease it properly because I wanted to pull it in here like that. I've showed you this many times before, and just get that properly there. That's it. So I've creased that. Whoops. I'm creasing that, and then make sure that you fold that and burnish that as well. Okay, so I want to pop this on the very bottom, and I want to get it more or less, I want to get it central. So what I'm doing is, because this is 7 inches and this is 4.5, that's 2.5 to make it to my 7. So yeah, 2.5 inches to make it to my 7. So half of 2.5 is 1.25. So 1.25, I'll just have a look at what I've got left. Perfect, that will do perfect. So this is 1.25. Now if I stick these on here, that would be exactly 1.25 there, and then I'll be sticking that on there, will be exactly 1.25 as well. So I think I'm going to do that actually. So this piece is 1 1/4 wide. At the moment it is over, it's 5 1/8. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stick this piece to, because I want it to fit exact. So I'm sticking this so it goes to the very bottom of the card, and it goes to the very side of the card like that. And then I'm just going to cut this level with the card, so I know that that is going to be exactly the same. So let's just push that in because it's not quite right. So I'm making sure that that fits exact. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this exactly level at the top, and then I'm going to fit that again at the bottom there. So I'm going to put glue on here again, fit that to the very bottom. So I'm making sure that it's level with the bottom and the sides. So it's level there, and there isn't much left over. Look, make sure that that's right. And then I'm just going to cut that level with my card there. So that was just it's a great way of scrap busting this, because I've got rid of a load. Right, I'll just flatten this down, and then I'm going to pop this now in between that. Okay, so I'll just some few bits off there. There we go. So you've seen me do this before. I'm going to turn it on the wrong way round, and I've now got a guide to where I need to stick my glue. So I can see that line there and there, so I know to only stick glue in this area. Okay. So that's going to work out there. Okay, and then I'm going to put this, make sure it's in the middle. So I want the bottom to go at the bottom, so I've moved that out of the way and just placing that at the bottom to make sure it goes square with the bottom, and then we've got that going off there. Right, now I'm just going to stick a few of my things that I've made in here. So what I thought I'd do though is make it a bit more interesting. I have got the seaweed cut out with soft sea foam, and I've just put my soft sea foam out of the way. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to just stick a block on my soft sea foam, so that's not going to contaminate. If there's any colour left on my brush, I'm not going to contaminate my ink pad. You see what I mean? So I'm just going to brush that off at the side, and then just come in to do a little bit of fading in and out of colour. It just makes it a little bit more interesting. Okay, so I've done that bit, and if you put that by the other one, I'll bring that up to the camera to see if you can see. Can you actually, it is a bit more difficult for you to see, but there is a slight colour change in some of the areas. So just do a bit more. It's hard for you to pick it up on camera, but it is there. I'm putting tone on tone. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same with this bit. So I've cut out, these are 2 seaweedy bits, but any seaweed, I mean there's lots of stamp sets with bits of seaweed in and coral and things, so you can do that. As I say, you don't have to do this background that I've got. You could just do it, make your own background. There we go. Right, so I'm gonna tuck in fact I'll put these in first. I'm gonna tuck this behind, so that's going to come like that. So gonna just put a bit of glue on the back there, not a lot. I don't want to go higher up because I want it to be able to tuck in, but also if I decide I want to tuck something else in, it's coming, and it gives that more of a 3D effect as well. I'll put some glue on the bottom here as well. And we'll put some in there, and I'll also put a bit on here, and we'll tuck some behind there like that. Okay, right, now I've got my jellyfish, so I'm going to get some dimensionals, and I'm going to put my jellyfish little dimensional and kind of tuck in behind there. I've got a crab, and I'm going to put the dimensional on my crab, and he's going to sit in the bottom corner here. Also got my octopus, put a dimensional on my octopus, and he can be in there like that. And I'll have a fish swimming by, that can go up on a dimensional as well. Yeah, that is the right way. Okay, so put those like that. So now I'm going to put in my stopper. So when doing a stopper, sometimes if you just do one layer of dimensionals, it's not high enough. So I like to put in two lots of dimensionals. So just put them on top of each other, and then decide whereabouts you want it to stop. So I think I'm going to take it back there and in the middle, I think. Yeah, that's about right. Make sure it's straight. Put it about there, so that's going to sit like that, nicely tucked behind now. Now I've got a starfish, and I thought I'd stick a starfish. In fact I'll stick it over the side coming on to there, and I've got another fish, so let's stick, he's swimming off somewhere, so let's stick him on there. Okay, now I've got the faux glass, so I'm going to stick and I'm going to stick some of the faux glass on. So is that it? No, no. Where is it? That's it, yeah. So I'm going to stick some faux glass on here. Now, because this is white card, I would write underneath here. Okay, so I can write underneath there, and oh, that looks a bit. No, that does look straight. Yeah, I don't know. That's okay. Yeah. So I'm going to stick, as I say, some glass on about. On the beach, you get lots of glass sparkling. So I'm just going to put some random pieces of glass around. Anywhere you want it to go. Let's do some different colours as well. Come on. There you go. There you go. Sticking everywhere but where I want you to. Oh, you can go there. I'm going to take you off. There you go. And another one wants to play up now. So we'll put that down there. And we'll put some yellow in as well, I think. I never get to play with the faux glass, so we'll play that kind kind of going on there. Let's put some in there and do a bit of a bit there. Okay, so I didn't actually put any up there, we'll leave that. Right, let's see, I think I'm happy with that. I've now made it more difficult for me to actually stamp other things, so what I will probably do is I will stick whoever relation it's going to be, I might stick that just on the top there, or maybe there, I've not decided. Now I did notice that I scuffed a little bit there, so I might decide, yeah, I will do, because I got that little bit of grey there, I don't want that to be showing. I've got a random piece that measures 6 3/4 by 1, it was 1 3/4, and I'm just going to stick that on the back so that when it's flat it'll give a little bit more to it, but it also covers up my smudge mark. Okay, so I'm going to stick that down, give an equal increments like that. In fact, I might even do something with that. Now, often I have things hanging about, but I don't think I have today. So I've got some card, and I think I'm going to get a let's see, there. I'm going to get a die that will fit in that space perfect. So I'm going to move that out of the way and bring this in, cut roughly around it. There we go. Bring in just the die cutter, sorry about that. Bring in a die cut. So any die that will, or punch, you know, there are some larger punches that got oval shapes, but I can work on this one. I can work on that. I'll just move those out of the way. So let's have a look. Just thought you should know how wonderful you are. So we'll have that, and get that on there. Bring back in my grey. Yep. So I'm going to put it higher up because that's where I will write underneath. So okay, so I will write underneath that. My writing's not that big, so that's perfect for me. So bear that in mind if you need to just either do it blank so you can write in that or something. Right, I'm just going to go for family party, just for a quick thing, and no, that's birthday. Let's have a look there. I'll do that. So what I'm going to do, pull that in, and there is that. Do that on the other side. Hopefully I won't get any mess. So I'm just going to go in the bottom here, and I think, let's have a look. No, we'll stick with the grey. I'll stick with the grey. Okay, so I'm going to not gone on straight. There. When I say it's not gone on, well, it doesn't matter. I may as well pick it up there now. There. That's better. It's straight now. So I'm going to do it in the bottom corner here. Okay, now I'm going to see if my my everyday label will actually cut out and get husband in. Brilliant, it does. So just get that. I'm happy with it. And do that. That's good. That out of the way. Close up my impacts. I don't want any there. So now, I could even have it there, couldn't I? Don't know whether to have it. I might stick with my original. So again, I'm going to put this on dimensionals. It just fits a big one. I normally use small ones. I can't remember what I've done with them. So I'm just going to stick that on there. I'll just flatten it and there, sticking. And there, just make sure that it is straight. Okay, and then just turn this over. Make sure there's no ink there, because that will be a disaster. And we'll just glue this on the back. And put it in the middle. There we go. And that would then, as I say, I could write there, and then there we go for the card. So you'll see it better on the actual front of the video when I've taken the picture. So thank you very much for dropping by. I do appreciate it. Stay safe, stay well. Bye for now.